opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into a Thursday episode of Running Point on YSNLive.com, brought to you as always by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. We have a day full of basketball previews, and we started off out of Newton Falls. Mark Baker, the head coach of the Tigers girls basketball team. Coach, thanks so much for bringing your insight into us and giving us a preview of this season.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Always a
Listen-
pleasure to be on the show.
Oh, awesome. We love having you anytime, Coach, anytime. So one of the things we want to talk about first is you've had the girls with you for, a week or so now. You have a couple weeks till the start of the season. How have practices been going? How have you been able to get together with the team?
You know, we just last night probably had about our fifth or sixth practice after volleyball season wound down and soccer season wound down. So we're maybe a little bit behind some of the other teams. But I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of energy in the gym. I've really enjoyed myself with this group of kids, really trying to, the girls are really trying to take onto every word that you're saying, really trying to apply everything that you're doing as specific as they possibly can. So I've enjoyed teaching. It's really been a good revitalizing year for me.
Let's bring out the Meet the Team segment of our interview and have you go through your roster and the names that we have to know before we go down to Newton Falls.
Some names you're going to know. You're going to recognize, a couple of my seniors. Danny Drake, she's been playing varsity now here for several years. It's a name you probably recognize from volleyball and softball as well. Gigi Morgan is another one of my seniors. Those are a couple of kids that really have been in my program since they were probably in about the second grade. And a name you probably haven't maybe heard, or at least you haven't heard in a year or so. This year I'm going to get Chloe Butler back from injury. She actually had some surgery on a shoulder last year that prevented her from playing the majority of the year. So a lot of people are going to get to see Chloe play this year, and she's back to typical Chloe form. Athletic individual, can run, can jump, can put the ball on the floor, can drive it, can shoot it, can do a lot of things. So otherwise you're going to see some, we've got a few juniors this year. Logan Elliott, unfortunately, is out for the season with an injury. And then I'll have Lily Sate, who's been playing for me since she was a freshman. And then Kennedy Howard will be another one of my juniors that is going to be a shooter for us in a wide variety of different assets. And then you'll probably play several sophomores this year as well. Madison Davis, sophomore, got a little bit of time last year as a freshman. Morgan Kendall got a little time last year as a freshman. Two athletic girls, strong, physical, that can do a lot of things for us. And then you'll probably see Elvira Stakoviak at times. You'll see Tori Fanton at times. A couple guards for me, quick players, long, defend, make a lot of deflections, make a lot of little things happen here and there on the basketball court. So I look forward to seeing the kids get to play this year.
Here in that roster, it sounds like you're going to have a lot of upperclassmen leadership this year. How much are you going to lean on those leaders that you have on your team to really guide the team this year?
I think you're always going to lean on those kids. For us, we've been young. It feels like the last couple, 2-3 years we've been young, and now finally these kids are are juniors and seniors finally. So, many of them lead by example. They're the first ones in line for drills and things like that. They're the ones that are clapping and being energetic. But I think you're always going to lean towards your seniors for leaderships. But I think I have a lot of younger kids as well that are able to kind of go in there and lead by example. And a lot of the girls in my program, because we do a skills camp for our youth kids. They're really good about putting things into a different perspective and putting themselves in the shoes of another individual to help explain drills and things that we're trying to accomplish in the gym to the younger players. So I've got a lot of young ladies that take on minor leadership roles from time to time.
Coach, as we dive into your schedule, the first thing we have to talk about is, of course, your conference, a really good MVAC grade tier that you play in. You had several teams make deep tournament runs last year. When you look at it and you look at the league, what do you see out of it this year?
Again, I see a lot of competitive teams. I don't think you can't have a bad night, and you're gonna struggle in the league. Starting here close to Newton Falls, LeBray has been a young team last year, but a young team that has extraordinary talent, and bringing in another class of really good. Coach Rowe does a fantastic job with her young ladies over there. Going down the road, you have Champion. Brings back a lot of talent. I know they got some kids back from injury, so I expect them to be really strong. Crestview's still strong with the people that they have down there. Garrettsville, obviously Garrettsville's probably won 3 district championships in a row right now. And so they're still going to be talented. They have talent in the program, top to bottom, and really all their women's athletics over there. So, but you're not gonna go to sleep on anybody. Brookfield has new energy in the gym, a new coach over there. Liberty has got a new coach, again, new energy over there in the gym. So I think you got to have to come to play on any given night.
That's going to be tough enough, but we know that you also test yourself plenty in the non-conference schedule. Who are some teams outside of the MVAC that you're really excited to go up against?
I look for, game one for us, our actual first game is going to be against Ravenna. So we're going to start right off the get-go with a Division I team that I'm sure is more athletic than us, and we're going to have to, it's going to get us outside of our comfort zone to try to get us ready for that league play. But we've got some other teams on the schedule now. We've played Southeast for years, really strong women's tradition over there at Southeast. Warren JFK. Warren JFK is an up-and-coming team, going to be really strong this year as well. We still play some Division II competition teams. I know we got Lakeview on the schedule, who's always pretty strong, and several others that are probably too many to name. But the schedule is certainly always jam-packed here at Newton Falls.
That game one is fastly approaching, Coach. I'm wondering, what's on your checklist of things that you want to see out of your team in the practices before you get to game one?
I really emphasize with, I try to emphasize with several of the players that I need you to get better in this particular aspect to grow the team concept. I need this player. I've got to get you to be a better defensive player. I've got to get you to have better footwork. I've got to get you to become a better rebounder or a smarter individual when it comes to rebounding things. But collectively as a group, we're playing together well as a team. We're sharing the ball, distributing the ball really well, which is not always the easiest thing to develop as a coach. But cohesively, defensively, we're not real big, not real tall, and we're collectively going to have to be very aggressive when it comes to rebounds. We're going to have to we're going to have to beat people to those. I know a lot of coaches refer to them as 50-50 balls, but here at Newton Falls, we refer to it as an 80-20 ball because if it's loose, we have an 80% chance that we're going to beat you to it. So it's not the size of the tiger in the fight; it's the size of the fight in the tiger.
I love it, Coach. That's awesome. Let's talk about your staff that you've put together this year and the people that are kind of behind you, making sure this Newton Falls program is exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah, my assistant coach, Tony Ushauer, who I really consider my co-head coach. There's at times where we finish each other's sentences. We know our drills that we do. I can step away from the program and it's not going to miss anything. It's going to keep on doing what it's doing. There's times where I'll say, okay, what do you want to call today? You calling the defense? You calling the offense? And we break things up significantly. I really attribute to a major part of our success that we've had here the last 19 years. I don't know if this is year 19 or year 20 for me at this point. I kind of lost track. Bringing him in that I did many years ago is a major asset to the success of the program. I did get a couple of my former players. I've got several of my former players involved in the program right now, which I'm really excited about. I've got some of my former players helping me out at the youth level. I've got some of my former players helping me out at the junior high level. And I've even got a former player, kind of coming in and assisting and helping a little bit with Coach Tony and I. And just to have that, that common vocabulary, that common expectation from top to bottom across the program is really key. And that's something I have not had in a long time. It's always a struggle to find youth coaches, but to get quality youth coaches in there. So to get some of my former players in there that are excited about it, and they're excited to continue the Tiger tradition, because once a Tiger, always a Tiger here at Newton Falls. And those girls are excited. Those young women are excited to come back and give a little bit to the program.
Well, Coach, whether it's year 19 or year 20, the years definitely run together after a while. And they do that because you keep coming back to Newton Falls. You have a love for the game of basketball. You have a love for coaching. So our final question is something that we're asking all the coaches this year in our season previews is the love for the game. When did it start for you? When did you kind of catch that basketball bug?
Oh, wow. I mean, first off, for me as a teacher here at Newton Falls, I don't come here because of the brick and mortar of the building. I come here because of the flesh and blood. I come here because of the people that are here, the people in the community, the kids that I have in the classroom, the kids that I have in the gym. The girls that I have in basketball, and I've coached a variety of sports at this point, they're the reason I'm where I'm at today. I've had success because of them, and I couldn't be happier. There's not too many people out there that had the dream of being a teacher and one day being a girls basketball coach, but that's certainly something that I'm living my dream. Where did the love for basketball for me actually come from? It actually comes from my grandmother, believe it or not. My grandmother taught me how to play basketball. This goes back to the time frame when women were not allowed to cross half court. You had 3 on one side and 3 on the other. But my grandmother was very active in the basketball community. She continued even as she got older. She watched it on TV, and she got me hooked on it. She was the one that had me in the driveway, teaching me how to shoot, teaching me how to handle the ball, and pushing me to be my best. There were some rough car rides home with that old lady a couple times, because if I had any kind of complaint, the response was, "Well, you better work hard." I don't know what to tell you. So that's probably where my ultimate layup came from it, and probably from her is what led me to really want to be a women's basketball coach. The reason I'm a teacher, however, it really kind of goes to my grandfather, because my grandfather didn't really get to go past much of the 8th grade in his schooling, and he had always said that if he got to do it again, he would have been a teacher. So I kind of knew it at an early age because of the influence of my grandparents, who to me was my mother and father, were my grandparents. And I knew at an early age, number one, I was going to be a teacher, and number two, I was probably going to be a girls basketball coach someday. So, and I have the best life of anything. I got a wonderful wife at home who's a coach herself, and I couldn't be happier with what I'm doing right now.
Coach, we are so appreciative that you take the time out of your day to come on and give us a preview of Newton Falls basketball. We love having you on. We love supporting Newton Falls, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Coach. Take care. Best of luck.
All right, Coach Baker from Newton Falls joining us on a full day of basketball previews here on Running Point. Right next, as soon as he pops in, we're going to have Josh Hartz from Ashtabula Lakeside boys basketball. That's coming up very, very soon. And then we have Matt Reel from Canfield girls basketball. He'll be on about 1:30. And then we end the day at about 1:45 with an interview with the head coach of the Grand Valley girls basketball team and Zach Serene. So going to have a lot of coaches here on today. And this comment, I mean, I don't know. Basketball, yeah, we're doing basketball. Jonathan, sorry about it if you're not a basketball fan. But basketball is right around the corner. Got about 2 weeks until the girls basketball starts, 3 weeks until boys, and you don't have a lot of time to preview the season. So we've been barreling through basketball previews for the whole week. We'll continue to do that all the way up until the start of basketball season. Me and Ty Bartel have been putting in a lot of work trying to get as many of these coaches their time to preview their teams as possible. So like we said, we are waiting for Lakeside boys basketball coach Josh Hartz, and when he pops in, we'll have him on. And then we have Matt Reel at 1:30, and we also have Zach Serene from Grand Valley girls basketball coming on to end out the show at about 1:45. That's what you have to look forward to on today's episode of Running Point. So, man, what a great basketball season. I feel like it's been a blur because we've been up since about 8:15 doing basketball interviews today. We got 25 of them that we're going to have interviewed when today is done. A lot of basketball, a lot of coaches that we're talking to, some new coaches, some first-year coaches, and some coaches like Coach Baker who have been there for an established amount of time, whether they're taking a program, the reins of it, or keep building their program, keep letting it, nurture it and letting it grow. Either way, these coaches have been such a pleasure to talk to. Can't believe that they're all willing to give us their time. I mean, we're not like a quick 2-minute interview. We're giving them, 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to talk about their team. So super, super gracious that they're all able to come on and talk about their kids. And not a bad coach in the bunch when you talk about YSN. We have so many good coaches, whether it be fall sports, winter sports, or spring sports. We are blessed with some of the best coaches, not just the state. I would say best coaches in the country. I'm not afraid to say it. I'll be the company guy. We love our coaches. We love previewing these teams with them, and we can't wait to continue it. Like, stay tuned to our social medias because I'm telling you, they're going to keep popping up. You're going to have a lot of interviews, a lot of coaches' corners popping up on our website here soon. We just put up the last one we did on the website with South Range Boys with Pat Carden. So go check that one out. And then, show's over. We got some more interviews, but we'll definitely be popping some more content up tonight as well with more and more coaches' corners with these awesome coaches that we have on YSN. So once again, we are waiting for Josh Hartz from Lakeside Boys Basketball. While we do, why don't we take the opportunity, because we might not have another one, to get a quick commercial break in here on Running Point.
Shopping for a vehicle online should be easy and worry-free. Introducing Merge from Greenwood Chevrolet, a completely new way to buy a car that combines the convenience of shopping online with the personal touch and expertise that Greenwood is known for. With Merge, shopping is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Choose a vehicle from our pre-owned inventory, build a deal that fits your needs, and finalize the deal with our online buying team. That's car buying in a new lane. Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and let us go the extra mile for you.
Sheely's is more than a furniture store. We're a hub for all of your appliance needs. We offer the widest selection at everyday low prices, with over $1 million of in-stock inventory from Whirlpool, KitchenAid, LG, GE, and more. Our knowledgeable, no-pressure sales staff can help you find the perfect appliances for your home. We're there for you beyond your purchase to service what we sell and offer free local delivery with 24-month special financing. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
House troubles can attack anytime. When trouble strikes, call Mighty Mike. Your hometown hero is on his way. HVAC causing havoc? Has your furnace gone mad? Mighty Mike Heating and Cooling will save the day. Commercial or residential, 24/7. For quality service you can depend on, call your hometown hero. Call Mighty Mike.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa.
And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing.
Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships.
We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team.
Your goals, our game plan.
Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you as always by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. Anthony Hartwig with you. And as you can see, we're still kind of waiting on Josh Hartz to come on from Lakeside Boys Basketball. He might be having some issues on his end. You never know what kind of gets in the way. I know we're fitting a lot of coaches into the day. So we might have to get him on a little bit later, because we do have Coach Real coming on at 1:30 as well. So we're sticking to a pretty tight schedule here. But when we talk about basketball in the area, I got a little bit of time, to kind of kill. So talking about the teams that are coming back this year, the teams that are, I think, going to have a really, really fun time to watch. We'll start with the boys' side. We already had an interview with Coach Comlink from Warren JFK, and he feels like this is the season. This is the roster that this community has been waiting for a long time. They've had success. Warren JFK's had plenty of success in basketball over the last 5 years, but he feels like this might be one of the best teams he's had in a long time. He's very confident heading into the season, and that would be a big boost for Warren JFK. Remember, we're turning 3 people that average 10 or more points per game. So they have a lot of offense coming back. They have a bunch of young talent. I think Warren JFK is in for a very good season for the Eagles. Then I think I'm looking at other teams. You'll look at Badger. We just talked to Coach Josh Upshire, and you can never count out someone that has a kid like Duncan Moy on the team, right? They're not going to be deep this year. They're not going to be a team that can afford a lot of foul trouble for sure, or God forbid injuries. We hope not. But if they stay healthy and they stay out of foul trouble, this Badger team is going to rock this year, because they are high, they are flying, and they are exciting. They have a couple of freshmen that he thinks are going to get big roles on the team, and that they're all excited about. So Badger, love watching them play. Ursuline boys basketball is always just one discipline, because Coach Gunther is so good at instilling that kind of mindset into his kids. But then, Ursuline's just talented out the wazoo. Talent out the wazoo for boys basketball in Ursuline. I think they're going to have a pretty good year as well. NE8-wise, South Range and Girard split it last year, of course. Jefferson did too, but they're outside of the NE8. So you look at what those teams could do. The South Range is returning a lot. They have a brand new head coach in Pat Carden. We talked to him. Couple of Springfield guys on the coaching staff at South Range. You're going to have to get them to take off their orange and put on that burgundy and gold. But yeah, Pat Carden comes into the program. I loved hearing the energy that he's going to bring to the South Range basketball team. They have a lot of talent coming back. And the thing about last year is they won close games. They won thrilling games that kind of proved, hey, we're here. We can win these tight games, and we have to make plays. A lot of buzzer beaters last year for South Range. So I'm excited to see what they can do inside the NE8. Going on to the girls' side, to talk about a couple of those teams. Crestview might have their best year yet, because not only do they have the talent coming back from last year, but it's 1 year more mature. Addison Rhodes going into her sophomore season, 1 year more mature than last year. Obviously, the freshman of the year last year did amazing things for Crestview. Lorraine Gaskins, always good. Crestview has a very solid, very good basketball team. So I'm thinking Crestview going to be eyeing that MVAC, but you look at that grade tier. Oh my word, is it stacked, because Garfield's always good. Brookfield, new coach, and did lose some talent, but hey, they have Kaylee Wellman in the post, and she's hard to deal with. Same thing with Liberty. Yes, they lost talent. Yes, they have a new coach, but you look at some of the talent they're bringing back. Liberty will always be good. Champion is coming back with basically everyone. They lost one senior. The only reason they were kind of down last year, because they had to deal with a lot of injuries. So everyone's back. Everyone's healthy. They're having some young players that they're going to bring into the mix. We talked to Michael Cole. His coach's corner's up on the site already. Man, the Champion might be what everyone expected them to be last year, which was the absolute contenders in that conference and contenders in the district. You look at some of the teams on the other side of the MVAC. I think Middle Ridge is going to be a surprise. I really do. I don't think people are giving them enough credit. They're young. They only graduated, I think, one senior in Olivia Booth. They have a bunch of talent coming back. They have another good freshman class coming up. Last year's freshmen were really good to start with, and now they're bringing back another freshman class that's really, really talented and had a lot of success in their middle school program. And I think Middle Ridge is going to be one of those teams that's sneaky. They almost found their way into the district championship last year. They just fell a little bit short against Cornerstone Christian, I believe, in Grand Valley in the district semifinal. So Middle Ridge, right there, they can definitely build their way into one of those teams that can contend for a league championship and in a district tournament. You look at McDonald, they're always well coached. Coach Matisse coming back again. He continues his illustrious career as a head coach in the area. And they're going to be a small roster, probably not a JV team, but they have a lot of good kids on that varsity floor that got a lot of experience last year. They were a small team last year too. They didn't have a lot of players. So a lot of those players had to play a lot of minutes. And Coach Matisse did a lot of coaching. We talked to him during the season last year, and he loved the opportunity to be on a team where he had to coach a lot. Like he had to actually, and when I say coach, I mean teach. Like he had to really get into his old style of just one-on-one. He's really good one-on-one, by the way. Just improvement of skills and starting a lot of people from the ground up. So he loved that challenge, and because they have 1 year of that, and then they're coming back with him, I think they're in for a pretty good season as well. Definitely, you talk about Springfield and Western Reserve. They're tops of the league. Western Reserve has Lisa Eichert, Olivia Hughes coming back. Quincy Miller, I think, is a very underrated player that's going to mean a lot to them this season. And then Springfield returns 3 of the starters from the team that went all the way to the state tournament last year. So the Tigers are looking to be right back to where they were. So a lot of teams that MVAC that I think could win a district championship. And with the super districts, of course, you're going to have 2 teams in each division that could win a district championship. Look at some other leagues. NE8, they've been run by Poland. No one has taken that from them, so you can't say they're not the favorites, but they did lose a lot. They have basically one consistent rotation player coming back. A couple of players that definitely got their minutes, definitely got their feet wet in the varsity last year, but when you look at Mary Brandt, it's going to be her reins. She's going to be the leader of this team, without doubt, the most experienced basketball player on the roster. So you're going to have to see what Poland can do. But if you're a guy that questions the culture of Coach Blanche and doesn't think that Poland can bring out good teams when he's maybe missing some players from graduation, you're wrong. For years, it's been, oh, this person graduated. What are you going to do? I mean, I remember when Sarah Burry in that senior class graduated. What's it going to look like now? You lost so many good seniors. And Jackie Grisdale graduated. Okay, what are you going to do now? And every year, they're just like, here's what we're going to do. And they find ways to not just win the 88, but always be in that conversation when you talk about the district of Division 3 now for Poland. And that was a new thing for them last year. Coach Blanche had to do a lot of research on these Division 3 teams that he was not familiar with, because he spent almost his whole coaching career up in Division 2 playing the teams up there. So moving down to Division 3 for a second year, Poland's going to be a lot more familiar with their district. I think they have a couple of more district opponents on their schedule to see them before district start. So Poland's right there. The rest of the NE8, though, I think is a wild card. I really do. I think you have some teams that maybe underperformed last year that are getting better, returning a lot. You have some new coaches. I think Lakeview is an absolute sleeper. A lot of the coaches that we've talked to in the girls basketball world of the NE8 have said that. I think Lakeview is young but talented, and Coach Haney does a really good job down there. I really like what Gerard's bringing to the table. They're another sleeper because they lost a ton of talent, a ton of senior leadership. But when you look at Gerard, they have speed for days. They might be the fastest team inside the NE8 when you look at just their speed. They have athletes, and when you have athletes, you can do a lot of things that other teams can't. South Range is a team that's bringing back some experience. They had a tough year last year, but going through that and taking your lumps can really pay dividends the year following. So they have a lot of leadership coming. So excited for the basketball season. I think we all are. And as we're getting ready to talk to Coach Reel, we can't talk about girls basketball without bringing up what Canfield was able to do last year, what they have coming back. Canfield went to the regional finals. They were right there. They were on the precipice of state, and they lose, a handful of really good seniors, but they're bringing back a lot of talent in their own right. I mean, they still have Cammie Dill, who's going to probably mean a lot more to the team, have a lot bigger role. They still have a bunch of players there. Grace McQuiston is going to be a big role for Canfield this year. So I think Matt Reel, who we should have on here pretty soon, he's going to have a pretty good look at what's going to be happening this year in Canfield. So going to have a fun time for basketball as we continue to wait on Coach Reel to come on. He's scheduled for 1:30. So while we wait, let's I don't know, let's take another commercial break, right? We're still waiting for coaches.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Flynn.
Hi, this is Steve Versetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined 80 years of experience, WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists.
Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats.
Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Nestled here in the beauty and splendor of Mill Creek Metro Parks are two of America's best golf courses, as selected by Golf Week magazine. Ranked number 9 in Ohio by TripAdvisor. Come play like a pro on these award-winning Donald Ross-designed courses. Enjoy a round with your kids and unwind with your favorite food and drinks in the grill room. For championship golf, look no further than your backyard. Mill Creek Golf Course.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words. Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Welcome back to Running Point on YSNLive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Maybe some coaches are having some technical issues. I don't know. We were supposed to have Coach Hartz from Lakeside at 1:15 and Coach Reel, of course, from Canfield at 1:30. And unfortunately, that just hasn't happened right now. We are still kind of trying to figure that out, coordinate with them to see what's going on. We also have Coach Serene from Grand Valley girls basketball coming on at 1:45. So hopefully we at least get that one in for you here on Running Point while we have the time. Let's sit and talk about what a cool day it was yesterday. We had National Signing Day throughout the whole high schools. A bunch of people were able to have their national letter of intent signed. Some big names that we know in the softball community. Here on YSN, Bella Meyer from Champion officially pins her name to go and play for Youngstown State University. That decision was made a while ago. It feels like we've already talked to Bella Meyer up the wazoo about what made YSU home to her. She was committed to that school before her junior season even started at Champion. So finally, to get her to see that dream realized with a pen and paper was really cool. Champion also had Skylar Skarnecchia signed for Alabama for wheelchair basketball yesterday, and that was a big moment. We had Skylar on last week when she committed. It only took her a week to sign. You know, it was one of those things where you commit and then you're right around the corner. You're at signing day. Our own CJ Bako was at Champion in person to get an interview with both Bella and Skylar. Want to encourage everybody to go find those interviews on YSN's YouTube page because they're very, very good interviews. And CJ Bako, once again, stepping up big time for YSN, going into Champion and being a part of that signing day. That was something that he didn't have to do. He just kind of said, I want to do it. He wants to engrave himself into the communities of YSN, and especially in that Trumbull County, in that Warren area. He's done a lot for Champion already. When you talk the things that he did for girls soccer, making sure that their girls soccer tournament run was covered. That was all CJ Bako. And he did a lot of player profiles with Champion this year as well, girls soccer. So I think Champion might have a new voice at YSN. You know, you might be seeing CJ Bako pop up quite a lot for the Golden Flashes. And, you know, we talk about their girls basketball team. They're going to be pretty dang good with Bella Meyer coming back for her senior season. She was electric on offense last year, but now you have players coming back from injury. You know, you have Easter Day coming back. You have Addie Warzela coming back. Kayla Haney, who was not hurt last year, but she'll have a lot more room on the floor because there are other things the teams have to pay attention to. She's the good shooter. So you look at those players and what Champions bringing to the table. You think CJ might have a little bit of fun with Champion girls basketball this year, calling them. And boys basketball, too. I know last year they had a bunch of seniors. In fact, I think they had 11 seniors on senior night graduate last year, and they also had a tough year. But now they're coming back with a lot of young energy and a lot of people that are hungry to kind of prove that they belong on the floor at the varsity level. So Champion boys actually might be a surprise of the year a little bit, because I know they have a lot of kids chomping at the bit to get on the basketball floor this year for the Flashes. So CJ, we want to give you a little bit of shout out on this show while we have the time, to thank you for your great sacrifice and your great ability to instill yourself into these communities. And I know they love it. They support it. We do too. So I want to give props to CJ for making sure that we had Champion signing day on lockdown, as they signed 2 Division I athletes yesterday. Some other people that obviously signed. Melena Toth from Canfield officially put her name down as Buffalo. I think that's a steal for Buffalo softball. When you look at the season Melena Toth had last year for Canfield, it was toe-to-toe. Like you really, between Sydney Watts and Melena Toth, they couldn't beat each other when they played. They both those games were postponed because of how long it went, right? The first game went 10 innings and they ran out of light. They had said, "Hey, we have to continue this game." They came back and they were going to play a full game the second time around. If you remember this, the full game went into extra innings. No one could beat each other. And they just said, "You know what? We're running out of time. We are not going to be able to finish both of these games. Let's just call it and have the team split the AAC." I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen a team split the AAC because neither team could win either one of the two games that was put in front of them because of light and because of timing. But that's what happened. So right there, Melena Toth, really, really good. I think Buffalo out of the MAC got an absolute steal. And that's a college program that has been just looking for positive vibes for a long time inside that MAC. They're definitely not a team that's been running the show in the MAC. And, those are teams like Ohio, who's won a lot of those MAC tournaments. Miami of Ohio. You've had Ball State obviously have a ton of success in the MAC on the softball side. So this Buffalo team might just be an opportunity for Melena Toth to go on and make an immediate impact. But she signed her letter yesterday. A bunch of others. You have Mary Brandt signed her letter to Robert Morris to go and play in Division I softball against YSU. So I'm sure a lot of Youngstown State fans were kind of side-eyeing that a little bit. Hey, you're going to the Horizon League. What's up with that? But we're proud of Mary Brandt, and we've been a part of her journey since, freshman season. It feels like it was yesterday. And last year, she put on a show, especially in the tournament time, hitting so many home runs in the district tournament. It felt like It felt like at one point you were just screaming, like, "Why are you pitching to Mary Brandt?" And eventually, of course, she signed her letter of intent. So congratulations to everyone that signed yesterday for National Signing Day. We wish everyone the best of luck, and we try to give the limelight to everybody that goes on to the next level. We have a coach in the room for you, and it is going to be Coach Zach Shireen from Valley Girls Basketball. Coach, thank you so much for popping on and joining us today to give us a solid preview of your team. We appreciate it.
Ooh, 1 second. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Ooh, here we go.
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry.
Awesome, Coach. Want to tell you thank you for coming on today and giving us a solid preview of Grand Valley basketball. We're excited.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's start off with just, hey, you've had a couple of practices under your belt now. You've been able to get with your team. How's that been going, and what have you seen from your players so far in this preseason window?
It's been going well so far. Girls been working hard, really getting after it. I'm first year this year, so it's a lot of new stuff for me and the girls. So kind of been throwing a lot at them, but they've been doing a good job handling that so far.
First year, you're always trying to build a culture and establish that philosophy. What is that for you? What kind of things do you want to establish this year for Grand Valley girls basketball?
I think most importantly, we want to make sure that they compete and play hard, have a no plays off mentality, play fast, kind of get up in your face on defense and try and push the ball on offense.
When you think about some of the things that you have on your check mark list of things you want to accomplish before game one, what are some things that you want to see out of the next couple of weeks of practice before you get there?
Everything. No, I think one of the big things is kind of settling into our offensive philosophy. Like I said, it's new. But the last few practices, and we had a scrimmage last night, there's been some definite improvement and stuff that we can start to see and build off of from there. So that's one big thing.
I can see Coach answering that question with like an old school scroll that just here's my checklist.
Yeah, absolutely.
when you think of the players that you have, obviously we want to meet the team segment. We want you to go through your roster and some of the names that we have to know in Green Valley before we get out to games this year.
Yeah, I would say number one, we're led by Kaylin Hart. She returns from last year as leading scorer, and she's just she got a really high basketball IQ, really good basketball player, good leader. So I think everything kind of starts with her. After her, we got some other returning starters in Dixie Miller, who's a senior, big, strong, physical presence. And so we're really looking for her to help out offensively and defensively there as well. A couple other seniors in Abby Eland and Chloe Freeman. They're like 3-and-D girls. Get up in your face on defense and hit some open shots when they have the opportunity. And then we have 4 juniors who I all expect to contribute. They were not necessarily big-time varsity players last year, but they're all really athletic, good basketball IQ. And so looking for big things from them at the varsity level. And then one freshman in Chloe Turk. She's big body, high basketball IQ, and she's shown some promise here in the first few practices and scrimmages as well.
As we talk about all these players and a lot of returners from last year, when you got this job, did you kind of look at film from last year and try to see what you got, or did you just learn that all on the fly in the summer and try to build relationships with them as you could?
Well, it helps. I'm a teacher here, so I know all of them and have various levels of relationships with them from that. But no, I kind of knew what we had going in, and I had high expectations taking over here. I watched a lot of their games last year and knew that we were going to have a good group of girls coming back.
Let's talk about your schedule. Obviously, we'll start with the conference that you play in, a very tough one that you have to deal with. What do you expect out of it? What are some things that you see out of the conference this year?
Yeah, so we play in the CVC Valley. It is, like you said, very tough. To be honest with you, I don't have 100%. I don't have 100% idea of what's coming back. I know that I've watched films from last year, stuff that try to pick up on some stuff that teams like to do. But I know Kirtland's always pretty solid. Kirtland's always good. I know Berkshire's always good. And we hope to be, and I don't want to diss anybody and leave anybody out. But we hope to be right up there in the conversation with all those perennial schools that are usually pretty solid in our conference.
What about some non-conference teams that you're really excited to test yourself against that pop up on your schedule this year?
We open up with 3 straight Ashtabula County teams in Edgewood, Jefferson, and Conneaut. And so I'm excited to start out there. Later on in the year, we get some tough games. Like I know we have Cornerstone towards the end of the year, and then we have Wyndham, who's usually a pretty good NAC team that we play at the end of the year. So I'm excited for those games.
Like you said earlier, you're a teacher at Grand Valley. So my question is, when this job opened up, like what was the driving force for you of wanting to get it and wanting to be a part of this program?
Well, I think the number one thing is I really enjoy all the girls on the team. Like I said, I had relationships with them. And I always kind of have known that this is probably the way it would work out for me. I've been helping out with Justin and the boys for the last 7 or 8 years as a JV coach and a varsity assistant, and learned a lot from him, but I knew that he wasn't going anywhere anytime soon. So I've always kind of thought that my opportunity would come hopefully here with the girls program, and that's the way it worked out. So I was super excited when that did come open for me.
Here's your opportunity, and I'm wondering if you have any idea how it's going to feel game one when you realize like this is the first game of head coaching, and you get to maybe it's been a dream. Maybe you get to say this is a dream come true to have this job. What do you think game one is going to feel like for you?
Well, I definitely super excited. I think it's going to be awesome. It's a home game too, so that helps out. I also coach baseball here, so I do have an idea of what like it feels like to have that first varsity game, that first varsity experience, get it under your belt. But basketball has always kind of been my first love, so definitely super excited to get out there. I don't know what it's going to feel like exactly, but I know that I'm going to be super excited when it does come around.
Keeping yourself busy coaching multiple sports, I definitely admit that to that's a lot of work to put in. Yeah. Coach, you talked about your love of the game. You talked that basketball was your favorite sport. One of the things I want to know before we let you go is Where did that love come from? Where did you find yourself falling in love with the sport of basketball?
Just through playing it when I was younger. I didn't start till sixth grade. So I got a little bit later start than most people do. But just like, I think the competition aspect, I'm a super competitor. Like, I hate losing. And basketball, I kind of attribute that to my experiences playing basketball. And I think that basketball taught me, like, I was not very good when I was younger, but it taught me the values of perseverance and working hard to get better at something that you really want. And so I think that's where that love of basketball came from.
Coach, your first game is Black Friday, I believe, against Edgewood at home. Give your community a little bit of a pitch, a sales pitch, to get out there and support Grand Valley girls basketball.
Well, I think we're going to be playing a different brand of basketball this year, an exciting brand, hopefully, more up-tempo. And I just hope people want to come out and watch. We've had great community support so far. We had a lot of people at our scrimmage yesterday. And so hopefully everybody comes and supports on that opening night.
I can tell you and the Grand Valley community for sure that game will be on YSN, because I'll be making the trip to Grand Valley to see you guys. So awesome. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's do it, Coach. Thank you so much for coming on, giving us a preview of your team. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck this year. We can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right. You got it, Coach. We'll see you soon. That is Coach Serene from Grand Valley girls basketball, first-year head coach. Like I said, at the top of our show, we have a couple of first-year head coaches that we've been talking to. We have a couple of guys and girls that have been in the program for a long time. Either way, love talking to them, love hearing what their philosophies are and what they were bringing to the table for a program. I'm excited for Grand Valley. I will be there for their first game of the season against an Edgewood team that is also very good, that we have been supporting for a good year now, and Randy Venzel and Edgewood. So can't wait for that one. It's going to be exciting. Can't wait for basketball season. Black Friday. Our first girls games come the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So November 22nd. It's less than 2 weeks now. Here we go. Basketball season is definitely upon us. That'll do it for today's episode of Running Point, by the way, as well. So I want to thank everybody for coming on. Coach Baker at the top, Coach Serene at the bottom. We thank you for your time for sure. And we'll be back tomorrow. It's playoff football. We have not forgotten that football is still going on. Football Fridays coming at you tomorrow from 1 to 2. We'll talk about the matchups. We'll probably have time to play another basketball preview for you as well tomorrow. Tune in to Running Point on YSN 1 to 2 on tomorrow. 1 to 2 tomorrow. And we'll see you then. Enjoy your night, everybody.